Hey, hey, hey. What is going on? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Pardon my delayed arrival. But we are here. We are here with another episode of Sunday Light. We are getting the other device ready. Our last device. Day 3 of this water fast. Doing the water fast, 3-day water fast, Mona and I. In day 3. So feeling a little. We did a lot yesterday, a lot of moving parts, a lot of emotions. A lot of emotions yesterday, a lot of physical movement yesterday. Back and forth from this neighborhood to that neighborhood and back to this neighborhood and over to this neighborhood and all of that stuff. Let me just wipe this lens one more good time. We're going to get started over here. Peace and love. Happy Sunday, beloveds. Welcome to another episode of Sunday Light. You are tuned in on this beautiful Sunday. It's a little gloomy here in New York City, but as they say, every day is alive. Every day above ground is a good day. Every day above ground is a good day. Each day alive is indeed a good day. No matter how challenging it is, no matter how grim things seem, as long as we have life, we have opportunity, and those who are still living indeed have life and opportunity to make things right, opportunity to create more peace, opportunity to help people be safe, opportunity to fulfill our dreams, opportunity to live our passions, opportunity to manifest our destiny, opportunity to take care of other people. As long as we are alive, we have opportunity, and opportunity is all you need. All you need is opportunity. And once you have life, you have that. And so with the challenges comes opportunity. With the obstacles comes opportunity. With the loss comes opportunity. With the failures come opportunity. And so we're still here. We're still here, tired. Day 3 of this water fast. All right. Like I said, yesterday was a bit much emotionally, holding emotions in. Right, and going about the day, handling the business of the day. But welcome. I am your host, LaShawn Sugary Marston, also known as World Healer. This is Heal the World Ministries, and this is our Sunday Light, where I come each and every Sunday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Instagram Live to bring you guys a sermon, a message, to spark a conversation, to bring some dialogue, to spark some thoughts, right, on this, what I call solid and soulful Sunday. Happy soulful Sunday, Mona Love, KK LaShawn, my baby girl, peace and love. I'll see you in a second. But first and foremost, before we get into it, right, today's topic is, it's always a good time to reconnect with God. It's always a good time to reconnect with God. Before we get into it, we are going to burn some sage. Got the window open, going to burn some sage and clear out some energy. It's always good to cleanse your space. You carry energy, people in your space carry energy. Energy is left, energy is stored, energy is spread. So it's always good to cleanse, physically cleanse, spiritually cleanse, emotionally cleanse, and mentally cleanse you in your space. I can do a better job at that. I do a pretty good job at cleaning mentally and emotionally. Physically, do a better job at organizing my space, remembering feng shui, right? But I'm on this Sunday to burn some sage as we engage in some prayer. I love the smell of sage. This is the movement when people move the flag. Sometimes I'm getting emotional as I'm thinking about it. Sometimes the only prayer needed is the silence of your heart, the silence of your mind. but I am going to say a few words this morning. I am going to pray for our world. I'm going to pray for our world. I am going to pray for every human on the planet, that in their lifetime they know true love, true peace, true harmony, that they live confidently in the fact that they can accomplish their dreams. That is my prayer. I know that is not a reality right now. I know that is not real for some people, for too many people right now. And I pray that those in positions to make decisions that impact people's lives, I pray that they have a change of heart. But more importantly, I pray that those of us who want freedom, justice, and liberation, I pray that we have the courage to stand up. I pray that we have the courage to stand up to those who cause destruction, to those who oppress others, to those who terrorize others. I pray that we have the courage. I pray that we endure. I pray that we endure the war. I pray for those brothers and sisters in the military, misguided, believe that they are fighting a just war, but they are not. They are causing terror in the lives of fellow human beings. I pray for those in the military. I pray for their families. I pray for the lives lost. I pray for the lives lost. I pray for the communities destroyed. I pray for the babies growing up without parents and the parents losing their babies in war. I pray that those of us who have a just heart, a pure heart, that those of us who want peace, who know how to make peace, who know how to bring peace, I pray that we get elevated to higher positions of leadership in the world so that we can have a bigger influence on these governments. I pray for peace. I pray for peace in the hearts of the people. I pray for peace in the hearts of the people. I pray for peace in the minds of the people. I pray for peace in the minds of the people. And I pray for peace in the spirits of the people. Peace in the spirits of the people who seek justice, freedom, liberation, who only want peace and love, who just want to exist in their way with their culture and their ethnicity and their language and all of their stuff. They just want to exist. They do not seek to cause harm. They just want to earn a living. I pray for all of us. I pray for all of us. May peace reign supreme. And even in times of war, may we find pockets of joy and pockets of peace where we can feel safe, remembering that we are more alike than we are different, remembering that we all want the same things in our lives, in our homes, and for our families. I pray for the sane people of the world and the insane people of the world. I pray. I pray that we all know God, that we all remember source energy. We all remember our connection to the divine. And I pray that we are all guided by the highest source of love and energy, pure, positive energy. And even when that does not happen, I pray that the positivity overrides the negativity. I pray the positivity overrides the negativity. That is my prayer on this morning. So thank you. C-Note, what's going on? C-Note, peace and love. Sefu Sankofa, peace and love. So this Sunday, I want to talk about how it's always a good time to connect with God. How it's always a good time to connect with God. Too many times, right? We only want to connect with God. We only want to connect with source energy when there's trouble. We only call out God's name when there's trouble. Last night, headed home on the train, on the A train, C train from Nostrand Avenue, headed back to Queens. I saw a sister and a brother get on the train. I would assume homeless, definitely on drugs. And the sister was crying out to God. She was in pain. She was in pain. She was in noticeable pain. I don't think it was physical pain. I mean, let me back up. I believe whatever physical pain she was experiencing was induced by her drug use. And she cried out, Lord, Lord, help me. Lord, help me. And I watched for a second, and she made body movements, and she screamed out other things, and she made other random noises. And I observed for a moment, and I observed with sadness, deep sadness, because drugs have taken over the minds and the hearts and the spirits of many people. Too many people, many good people, many loving people, many wholesome people. Drugs have destroyed their minds. Drugs have eroded their hearts and crippled their spirits. And I watched the sister call out. I watched the brother just pretty much ignore her. She was leaning on him, on his back. He was leaning forward, eating his stuff. She was leaning on him, just crying out. And I was like, man, what if her prayer was sincere? What if she sincerely called out for God to help her? It made me think that God is always waiting for you to make the decision, to make the commitment, to make the choice. So why is it that? And I remember going back when I was younger, right? I didn't really grow up in the church. My dad was a reverend, but he had pretty much stopped preaching by the time I was born and growing up. Right. Went to church a few times with my dad and my aunt in Long Island. Went to church a few times with my sister's grandmother in Cambria Heights. Right. But I wasn't really a church person. Right. I wasn't that youth. Right. Some youth are church and Bible, and I wasn't that youth. That wasn't me. So I didn't really, say God, or I didn't really say those things, Christ, and I didn't really say those things. But I remember sometimes when I would get arrested, right, as you get in trouble, like, yo, God, damn, help me out, get me through this, and I ain't never gonna do it again. And then you get out and you do it again, and then you get out and do it again, and then you get out and you do it again, until eventually you don't get out, or you stay for a long time before you get out, which I stayed 3 years, came out and never went back, right? But I called out for God in my time of trouble. And so fast forward, I see other people do it. And I hear people, you've heard the sayings like, oh, you only call for God when you're in trouble. Why are you not communing with God? Why are you not communicating with God every day, all day? Every day is communion with the divine. Every breath is communion with the divine. You see, the breath of life, the breath is life. So every time you breathe, you are connecting with God, source energy. Your breath is God's source energy. Understand that, please. However, we are not aware of our breath, so many of us. And so we are not consciously, intentionally connected with God. All right. And so when things get painful, when it seems that we are losing, right? We go through breakups, we lose our jobs, we have financial struggles, we have housing challenges, right? Issues with our children, right? Issues with our health, right? I see my mother. I love my mother. I love my mother. It's my mother. I see my mother in the hospital because she eats terribly. This is a few years ago, right? She's gotten better. She's getting better, right? In every way. She's exercising. She's trying to eat a little better. She's drinking more water, right? She's on a journey. She's in the process. right? So my mother in the hospital. Mother, not a church woman at all, not a religious woman. As far as I know, I like to say every thought is a prayer. But my mother doesn't really like quote unquote pray. Saw her in the hospital in pain, crying for Jesus to save her, for the Lord to save her, for God to save her. And at that time, she clearly got out the hospital and still same things, same habits, same behaviors. All right. It makes me think, right? You said where we going with this message. Peace and love, QB Tariq. Peace and love. Thank you for the question. If you will follow, you will see. I remember in prison, right? In prison, nobody wants to go to prison. Nobody wants to be in prison, right? People don't like prison. But when people get out of prison, right? And so people in prison saying, yo, when I go home, I'm never coming back. I'm staying home. Right? They hated prison. They hated not being with their family. They hated the treatment of the COs. They did not like prison. They were not fans of prison, right? But when they get home and things get good, they forget, right? When they're in prison, they're going to court, they're going to trial, they're going through the stuff, they're praying, they got their Bible, they're talking about God, they join Islam, right? They're in a spiritual sense. They're seeking spiritual guidance. But when they get home and things get good, things are going good, they're with their friends, they're with their girls, they're with their guys, they're with whoever they're with, having a good old time. They forget the pain, right? They forget the promise, right? They forget that they can connect with God even when things are good. So it's always a good time to connect with source energy, you see? It's always a good time to pray. It's always a good time to meditate. It's always a good time to seek guidance. It's always a good time to listen for the guidance. It's always a good time to fast. It's always a good time to serve others. You see, these are the ways that we connect with God. These are the ways by serving others, by praying, by meditating, by fasting and becoming still. These are the ways we connect with God. And so it is always a time to connect with the divine source. It is always a good time to connect with divine source energy. We do not have to wait until we are in hardship. We do not have to wait till we are in pain. We do not have to wait till we are sick or until we are incarcerated or until we are broke or until there's war. We don't have to wait until there's war to connect with God's source energy, to want to be peaceful. You're supposed to want to be peaceful before you go to war. Right? You're supposed to want peace before war, not wait until war and say, oh my gosh, we need peace. This is the problem in the world right now. People wait until things are too late to now try to put out positive energy. Put out positive energy all day, all year long. Positive energy, it should be your outsource. It should be what you pour out. It should be your outpouring every day. It's positivity. Right? It's positivity. Posted a video a few days ago with my daughter from about a month ago, right? And spoke about positive thoughts and how positive thoughts attract positive things. And so I asked her, so what do you do when negative things happen? She said, you try to think positive. You don't think negative when negative things are happening because it's going to be more negative. You always think positive. When positive is happening, you remain thinking positive. You become aware that eventually something negative or low vibrational or something painful is happening. So you have that awareness. You know it, but you think positive, right? Because you want to attract more of what you have, more positivity. And then when it's negativity, when it's things happening that you don't want, you still think positive. So that ultimately, that will be the result. That will be that's the energy you're putting out. That's ultimately the energy that's going to come back. If not immediately, definitely, eventually. But we forget this. We forget this when things are going good. I like Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn speaks about the winter. He speaks about winter's coming. He said, how long has winter followed fall? He said, as long as it's freaking time, right? As long as nature has been nature and it's been in this way. Winter has always followed fall, which has always followed summer, which has always followed spring, which has always followed winter. So winter is always going to come. When do you prepare for it? In the freaking summer. 2 seasons before, right? In the summertime, you start preparing, you start storing up. Look at the animals, they do it. Summertime, the seasons change from summer really to fall. They start to gather their food and store it, right? Because they know they're going to hibernate. They know they're going inside. They know they're going to rest. They know they're going to need something for later. So they store it. They build up. They don't wait until it happens. They don't wait until the storm comes and say, I need to go get food. No. We do that. Humans. Because we are great and we just, we think. No. Listen. You are one with the divine source energy. It is always a good time to connect with source energy. It's always a good time to connect with another human, fellow human being, which source energy lives through, right? A lot of us people like to talk about how much they love God, but they treat their fellow human like trash. They ignore them, they neglect them, they don't support them, they don't respect them, right? They ignore them, they neglect their fellow human beings, they don't believe them, they don't support them, they have zero faith in them, right? They cause them harm, right? They exploit them, they oppress them, they terrorize them, yet they say they love God. I call them liars. I call them hypocrites. I call them fakes, frauds, and phonies. A lot of fakes, frauds, and phonies running around, claiming to love God, claiming to be of good stature, a good citizen. Yet, here we are. The USA, United States of America, just bombed Iran, who has stated that the whole world's going to know their pain. And we, right? Yes, we, me and you, me talking, you listening, you watching. Sometimes we feel powerless because we're like, well, we're not the president, we're not in government. All right, what can we do? We can do everything. We can raise our voices. We can use our pens. We can go out in the streets. Most importantly, we can connect with each other. We can go inside, connect with our hearts. Because I personally, and this is just not my thought, right? This is my thought that I'm sharing, but it's the thought held by many. There is your idea, your vision, and then there's the vision of the world, right? They speak about this in The Alchemist, right? Vision of the world, the dream of the world, right? Which the world is just an idea, right? The earth is a physical place. The world is an idea. The world is a concept. It's a concept. It's a concept. So the world is going a certain way, right? The world is at war because of certain people's ideologies, because of certain people's lifestyle, because of certain people's mindset, because of certain people's heart space, right? Because of certain people's personal mission in their life. The world is how it is. Those people got money. Those people got influence. But I believe firmly in something that America stands on, is all power to the people. I hold that idea firmly in my heart and my mind, that all power is to the people, and not the power that's given. No, the power that's taken. So we have to take our power back. If we want peace on earth, we have to actively, every single day, be instruments of peace on earth. Be the example. There are many people who say they want peace, but they're out there fighting every day, causing drama, looking for drama, not avoiding drama, even when it comes to them. Because if you want peace, you want peace. If you want peace, then you live in peace. Not only do you not cause drama, you don't go looking for drama. And when drama comes your way, you do your best to avoid it and to de-escalate it because you don't want any of that drama. That's how you have to move, but energy of the world keeps us spinning in a cycle, keeps us thinking about violence. Violence is all over our news. Clearly is real, so it's in our communities. It's in our homes. It's in our schools. It's in business. It's in the churches. It's in our music. It's in our movies. It's in all of our art. Right? And clearly not all of our art is violent, but violence is comic books, cartoons, right? Like violence all over. So what do you expect? But violence. And everything escalates. So eventually things are going to intensify, things are going to increase. And now we are where we are. Could we have stopped this 2 years ago? Probably not. 6 months ago? 8 months ago? Probably not. Right? Because we didn't stop it 5 years before that. Right? But they said, when's a good time to plant a tree? 20 years ago, the next time, the next best time is now. So now is the time to get rooted. If you want peace, love, truth, freedom, and justice, and liberation to reign supreme for all of humanity, for all of the people on the planet, if you want them to be safe and to be at peace, if you want world peace, then now is the time to embrace peace. Now is the time to embrace peace, to embrace peace, to embrace peace. And to embrace peace means also, my brothers and sisters, I know you don't want to hear this. I know you don't want to hear this, but to embrace peace also means you cannot continue to eat meat. You cannot continue to support exploitation and violence of any kind, whether it's a human or animal. You cannot continue to support that. You cannot continue to say you want peace in your home, on earth, for your family, while you continue to be okay with the slaughtering of millions and millions and millions of animals. Why are we violent? We are violent because we are violent. Makes sense? Humans are violent because humans continuously put out violent energy. We put our violent energy on our land, Mother Earth. We destroy our earth for profit. For profit. We destroy the earth. We destroy the earth for profit. No thought, conscious thought of this living entity that produces things from nothing, right? That produced from nothing. We don't think this is alive. The earth is alive and feels and responds and reacts. We don't think it vibrates. We know it does. Common knowledge, a little bit of study. It's a living entity, living being, the earth. Yes, Mother Nature, Mother Earth. And we destroy it for profit. Thinking that we're prophets. Thinking that you are the one that is God sent. But you cause destruction everywhere you've been. Everywhere you go is just leave trails of pain, bloodshed, heartache. But it's up to us, the stewards of the earth, of humanity, those who love humanity, those who truly want peace on earth, those who walk in peace and live in peace and harmony, those who sacrifice their ego and their pride for peace, those who sacrifice their ego, their pride, and their image for peace, those who are willing to be ridiculed and talked about and condemned and all of that stuff for peace, for true peace. It's up to us, first in our own personal lives, to be instruments and examples of pure peace, pure love, pure forgiveness and compassion and grace and harmony in our own lives, first and foremost, in our hearts, in our minds, right? Because it's not just enough to not act violently, but you're thinking violent thoughts. You gotta purify your mind too. So clearly it is better to think a thought than to act it out, right? So it's a process from thinking and acting to just thinking, not acting. But then you got to get to a place where you don't even think those thoughts. Where the moment it comes, it's gone. Because you let it go. You like, this is not where I'm at. This is not what I want to manifest in this world and in my life. This is not who I am. Right? And so, whether Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 8 a.m., 8 p.m., 12 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 a.m., 3 p.m., whatever time it is, wherever you are, it is always, always, always a good time to connect with God. Always a good time. It's always the right time to do the right thing. It's always the right time to do the right thing. It's always the right time, a good time to silence your heart, silence your mind, to meditate, and to pray and to ask for what you want. See, prayer is asking. Prayer is asking. Prayer is affirming. Prayer is commanding. You can command the universe. You are one with the divine. You can make commands. Right? Abracadabra, you are a magician. You can. But then you must also Be silent and listen. Go silent. Where should you go? What should you do? Who should you call? What should be your next move? Right? It's always a good time. Always a good time for that. It was always a good time to serve, to ensure your fellow human being has their basic human needs, human rights met, food, clothing, shelter, basic human decency. Right? Basic human decency. Make sure their mental health is okay. Right? It's always a good time to check people. You see, we talk about connecting with God, source energy. We talked about being God. It's not always the calm. Sometimes, if you've just been aware the last decade or so, right, of what's going on in the world with natural disasters, sometimes connecting with God and God's energy is destructive. High waves, right? Tsunamis, it's tornadoes, it's earthquakes, it's hurricanes, it's floods. Destroy and rebuild. Destroy and rebuild. So sometimes you cannot be afraid, right? As a lover of humanity, you cannot be afraid to move the problems out the way. You cannot be afraid to confront the beast. You can't be afraid. You got God in you. God is with you. Plus, thousands and thousands and thousands of ancestors, your personal ancestors, your grandparents and great-grandparents and great uncles and aunts, they are with you. And then your ascended masters and angels are with you. They are with you. They are there in your heart, in your mind, waiting for you to connect, waiting for you to go within and ask the question, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I? Ask the question, seek the guidance. How do we make peace? I asked this question when I was in violent state. How do we get peace on earth? And through my trials and my tribulations, right? Because that was my dream, peace on earth, right? Young boy, I want peace on earth. I want to heal the world, make it a better place. And then life happens, and I became part of the problem. But I kept asking, how? And the brother sang the song. This man in the freaking mirror. Start with you. So I said, my community is violent. My friends are being killed. My family is mad drama in my family. I gotta start with me. I can't try to change them. I'm just small little Ray, right? What can I do? How can I influence the government? It just changed me. And so I changed me. So I transformed my heart and my mind. It's crazy because I didn't even think about it like this. And since I've changed my heart and my mind, even though things have still been painful, less of my friends have been killed. Even though a lot of friends have died, right, still, but less have been killed in the last 10 years than in the previous 20. I didn't think about that until now. And the ones that have happened, some of you know, I spoke about it, have been extremely painful, right? Friends killed by friends, right? So extremely painful. But just as I think, in 2025 now, since 2015, less of my friends have been killed in the last 10 years than in the previous 10. Wow. Change your mind. Change your heart. Things around you change. Even subtly, even things that you don't notice right away, they change. You are a source. Are you a source of love and peace that you say you want in the world and for your family? Or are you a source of violence? Are you a source of oppression? Are you a source of bullying? Are you a source of terrorism? And many people who think they're good people because they have a job or because they laugh and they smile, right? And because they feed their children and provide a home, think they're good people, but they are sources of oppression. They're sources of terror. They're sources of bullying, even for the people that they say they love, their children, their spouses, their siblings. They are people who claim to be good people, but nobody want to be around them. They don't have lasting relationships. They're sources of drama. Sources of drama. So what are you a source of? If you want peace on this earth, you have to be a source of peace. If you want people to know love, you have to be a source of love. And it's not easy. I'm not saying that. Because drama comes. I know it. But this is why I said something years ago. Don't just practice what you preach. No, that's too hard because you're preaching it first and then trying to practice it. No. You could do that, but it's very difficult. Preach first only what you practice. Preach, teach, speak only what you already practice. Right? Listen, brothers and sisters, we are in a dark age. We are in a dark age. We are in Kali Yuga. It is dark. We see the darkness all around the world. Wars and rumors of wars, famine, flooding, natural disasters, parents killing children, children killing parents. We're in a dark age. But I'm telling you, it's going to get darker. It is not the darkest hour yet. It is not the darkest time yet. It's going to get darker. There's going to be more wars. There's going to be more oppression. There's going to be more poverty. It's going to be more poverty. And as the poverty intensifies and as it becomes greater, I can't even think about what people are going to do to each other to survive. So if we want peace, we have to act now. If we want the world to be a better place, we have to act now. If we want our families to be safe, our children to be safe, we have to act now, not just in our own immediate family. Yes, take care of yours, but your neighbors. Check on your neighbors' children. See how they're doing. Make sure they're okay. Right? Check on your neighbors. Check on the people up the block. Right? See if they have food, if they're okay, what issues they may have. Right? You know this couple has gone through a divorce. You know they're going through a separation. You know they have some parenting challenges or whatever. Check in on them. I know nobody wants to be invasive, and I know it's hard to have these tough conversations and to build these relationships, right? Like rooted in love and truth. I understand that. But if not now, then when? If not us, then who? If we don't do it, then what are we saying we want more of? We got to build more societies, more communities of mutual aid where we take care of each other. This is what community looks like. You're in the neighborhood, ensure your neighbors have food, ensure they have adequate clothing, ensure as much as you can that they have shelter, as much as you can, right? Everybody's heart is a little different. Everybody's living situation, everybody's life is a little different. So you're not expected to do what other people could do. Just do as much as you could do. What can you do? You could do more. I could do more. You could do more. We all could do more. So what more can you do? What does that look like? Because operating from that space, that's connecting with God. Operating from the space of what can I do? How can I manifest this reality that I want, that I claim to want? Because that's another thing. Do you want it, or do you really want it, or are you just saying you want it because other people are saying they want it and you feel like that's what you should say? Because I think it's a fine line between what we say we want, what we actually want, and the actions that we take. Right? Some people can really want peace, not know how to get it, and so they still may behave in a certain way. Right? Some people only say they want peace because it sounds good, but they are intentionally creating chaos, wreaking havoc, oppressing people, terrorizing people, causing violence and harm. So my brothers and sisters, connect with God. And yes, there's no problem going to a space to fellowship with other people who have similar goals or similar ambitions, similar ideas or ideals, thought processes, faiths, so to speak. But just go in your heart, in your own home, in your heart, with your children, with your spouse, with your family. Connect with Source Energy. Talk about the problems of the world. Talk about it. Don't ignore them. Don't ignore them. And don't just blame, because As much as people want to blame Donald Trump, who is a terrible person, right? That's no. But there was war with Biden. There was war with Trump before. There was war with Obama. There was war with Clinton. There was war with Bush. All in the Middle East, Africa. So I get it when somebody we don't like does something that we don't like, it seems more pronounced and we get more angry about it. But when someone we like, because of how they speak, because of how they dress, because of who they're married to, because of the interview they did, because of their laugh, because of how they walk. I've heard people say that they love this person because of their walk. And so they're a fan of them. It's like, you know how many children that person killed? Like, they okay to kill? Like, and because of their walk, you like them? And they're a great person? You don't even know them. Remember the other day, brother told the sister, I like you. She said, like me? You don't even know me. You don't know my name, you don't know nothing. How you like me? Called him out on this BS, right? We do that, though. Yo, I like you. What you like? But, you know, like is physical. I like how you look. I like what I see. I like your smile, right? Like, okay, but like, and she said it. She said, yo, I got a crazy mouth, and I'm a pretty bad person, right? Like, you don't want none of this, man. All right. And that's real. That's real. That's real. We get caught up in appearances. And we forget that politicians are like players, like pimps. They play on our emotions, play on our weaknesses, they play on our insecurities. Presidents. Man, it's so bad. 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 But it's perfect time to connect with God's source energy. It's perfect time to go deeper into your prayers. It's perfect time to go deeper into your faith. It's perfect time to get deeper and stronger in your meditation. It's perfect time to raise your awareness higher and higher and higher and higher, to radiate an energy of peace, so that your peace could be left wherever you go. Right? Become an instrument of peace. Become an instrument of peace. Let your peace fall, dwell wherever you step. Let people who come in contact with you know that you are peaceful, that you are a ray of light, that you are here to make the world a better place, that you are not here to cause more havoc, to cause more pain, to cause more war, to cause more sorrow, to cause more death. You are not here for that. Let the world feel your heart, and let your heart be tuned in to a dial of peace, love, truth, freedom, and justice for the human family. Because no matter how different we are, we want the same things, and all of us ultimately come from the same freaking source, come from the same source. And so, if we're going to share space, this earth, this planet, we should share space. We should share space, and we have to share space. Some people don't think we do, though. Some people think they could dominate the whole planet. And so what do? Do we sit back and cry? We can cry. That's real. Cry. Let it out. You see me about to cry on the show. I've cried on the show many times. Let it out. But don't cry from a space of why. Cry from a space of, okay, I got some decisions to make. I gotta figure this thing out. This thing is messed up, it's jacked up, but I gotta figure it out. Cry from that space. Tears of strength. Tears of accepting responsibility. Not tears of weakness. Not tears of begging and pleading. You see, one thing that I've learned is that you cannot beg and plead the oppression away. You cannot beg and plead terrorism away. You cannot beg and plead and change someone's heart. It doesn't work. It doesn't work with parents try to do it to their children. I beg you, please, stop selling drugs. Stop doing this. Goes, yeah, I love you, Ma. I love you, Pop. Yeah, and we go out and do the same thing. Can't beg and plead a spouse to stop doing something that they're doing. Right? Like, you can't beg and plead your way to a sibling accepting you more. It doesn't work like that. So what makes us think that we could beg and plead our way to peace? Beg and plead our way for those who are set, who have their hearts set on terrorism, oppression, colonialism, genocide. How do we expect for our pleas and our begging to change their hearts? No, it doesn't work. So we have to organize a lot more. We have to organize, as the saying goes, when two or more is connected, there God is. So we have to continue to organize, continue to unite. Those who want peace have to come together, have to form a sense of Voltron, right? Coalitions, alliances, important. Because it is in that midst of the people with good hearts and good minds and good spirits that God will present self, right? God will make self known, highest source energy. And we're choosing peace. And we will be guided in that direction. We will be protected on our mission, right? Because understand this, that to make peace real in the state of the world that we're in today, you got to eradicate the negative energy. So it has to be done away with. How do we do that? I don't know. I don't know how we do that. But I know we start with us. We start with banishing the negative energy that's in our hearts. That's how we start. So I do know that's how we start. And some people might say, Sugar Ray, but how is that going to stop what's going on over there? You're not going to get rid of the negativity in your heart. How is that going to help? Stop what's going on over there, keeping it in your heart. Start with self, man, in the mirror. Understand that, unfortunately, and this is the most painful part for me, is that unfortunately some things are too far in motion to be stopped. Some things are too far in motion to be stopped. So unfortunately, it's going to be more lives lost. More murders, more deaths, more terrorism, more bombs, more shootings, more rapes. It's going to be more. I wish I didn't have to say that. I wish I could say it wasn't. I wish I could tell you guys a lie and be okay. All right? Like some of your people, some of your pastors and some of your leaders, some of your imams and some of your bishops and some of your deacons and some of your rabbis and some of your mayors and some of your politicians, they lie to you all the time. They tell you that they're going to stop something that they know they can't stop. They say it to make you feel good, and you believe them. Meanwhile, those same corrupt leaders are behind the table making deals for war and oppression and terrorism and exploitation. But they got you believing them because they said something that sounded good. Don't believe all of what you hear. Huh? They said believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. Look deeper into everything. Think deeper about everything. Come on. Come on. You are stronger. You are stronger than you think. Come on. We could do it. We could turn this whole world around. You and me and you, we could do it. We could turn this whole world around. We could make peace real in our lifetime. We can. We have the power. We have the technology. We could spread positive messages in an instant. We could do it. And some people are going to say, Sugar Ray, we already do it. Do more. Do more. More positive energy, more love, more peace, more forgiveness, more compassion. More calling out of the bullshit. Call it out. Don't just sit back idly and watch it happen and think it's okay. Call out the bullshit. Whether it's a corrupt politician, like call it out. Stop freaking going along to get along and thinking that if you just mind your business and no, it's not gonna be okay. It's gonna hit your doorstep. Your son gets drafted to the war, dies. Your doorstep, you wanted to ignore it. Your daughter goes outside, gets shot by a stray bullet. Your doorstep, you wanted to ignore it. Don't ignore the pain that's going on in the hearts of the people around you. Address it. Speak up. Use your pen. Organize. Strategize. Pray. Meditate. Fast. Come on. You can do more. You can. And you have to. If you want peace on earth, you have to do more. You have to. All of us do. All of us have to do more. This world it's beautiful, but it's fucked up at the same time. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful planet that we live on with beautiful people who sing, who dance, who think, who breathe, who walk, who talk, who laugh, who eat, who crochet, who knit, right? Who teach, right? Who swim, right? Who flip, who stretch, who do all of the things with their hearts, their bodies, and their minds that you could do. It's a beautiful planet that we live on with beautiful people and beautiful experiences, beautiful relationships, beautiful things that we see, beautiful art, and just beautiful conversations and beautiful interactions between individuals. It's a beautiful planet that's also very, very fucked up at the same time. Painful interactions that we see, hurtful interactions that we see, children selling their parents drugs, parents selling their children for drugs. And so now, just like any other time, it's a good time to connect with God. It's a good time to connect with God right now, right now, right now, right now, right now, in this space, at this time. It is a good time to connect with God. And so that's what we are going to do. We are going to burn some Palo Santo. And we are going to connect with God. Listen, I love you guys. I can't lie to you guys. This thing ain't going to be easy. It ain't going to be over quickly. As long as we live, there will be pain. As long as we live, there will be violence. There will be wars. Unless we radically change our hearts and our minds and adopt a new way of being. Tupac said it the best. We got to change the way we live, change the way we eat, change the way we treat each other. You see, the old way wasn't working, so it was on us to do what we got to do to survive. And so, if you will, join me in a brief meditation as we connect deeper with God's source energy. If you are sitting or laying, find a comfortable position. If you are sitting and your feet are on the floor, allow them to be planted firmly beneath you. And allow your back to be straightened by a chair behind you. Allowing your arms to rest gently in your lap or by your side, whichever is most comfortable for you. And allowing your head to lean, to fall forward so that your chin is in your chest. And simply allowing yourself to breathe. Remembering in this moment that the breath is precious. The breath, your breath is precious. It is what keeps you alive. Your breath, your heartbeat. Remember that your breath is short. Life happens quickly. Your breath is life. It comes and it goes. While we are here, we have a responsibility and an obligation to fully live our lives in alignment with our purpose and the reason that we came here. It is on each of us. It is on each of us to actualize our dreams and to actualize and to realize our purposes on this planet at this time. It is each of our responsibility to do that. As you breathe, remember where you come from, where you came from, and why you came here. Remember the promise with your Creator. Remember your promise with your Creator. And breathe. And connect with God in your breath. And as your breathing settles at a steady pace, turn your attention to your mind. To your mind. And know that every thought you think and you put energy into manifest. So be aware of your thoughts. Let them come and let them go. Allow your thoughts to be as free as a butterfly. Every thought you think is not yours. If it is not a good thought, if it is not a thought that makes you feel good, please do let it go even quicker. If it is a thought that you would like to build on, expound on, then breathe into it. Breathe into the positive thoughts. Thoughts of a better world, thoughts of better health, thoughts of peace on earth. Breathe into those thoughts. Breathe life into those thoughts so that they could be made real. They could manifest and become your reality, our shared reality. Because God is breath, God is also mind. So connect with God in your breath and connect with God in your thoughts. And remember to connect with God in your heart. And keep love there. Even when people may not deserve it. Keep your integrity. Be love because you are love. Be peace because you are peace. And as you connect with God in your breath, which is your spirit, in your mind, in your heart, seek out the divine, seek out God that dwells in others so that you can collaborate, so that you can connect, so that you can partner, so that you can team up, work together. Because God said, let us make man in our image after our likeness. It is us. It is us. We have to create the world in our image. How do we want it? What do we want it to be like? How do we want things to be? It's up to us. We are who we have been waiting for. We have the power. We have the opportunity. And we have the need. So let us connect deeper with God in our own way, in our own spaces, individually, clearing our thoughts, purifying our hearts, and strengthening our spirits, and then collectively on the battlefield with our team, with our partners and our collaborators, with our families. We have the power. You have the power to manifest any reality that you want. Hold that truth close to your heart. And every day, ask, how do I get there? How do I get there? And have the courage to follow. Not the crowd, not what's popular, but to follow your heart, to follow your spirit. Know that you are loved. Know that you are cherished. Know that you are sacred and you are adored. You're stronger than you think. You're more powerful than you know. And you are greater than you can ever imagine. I love you. I love you. I love you. Like shit. If your eyes are closed, you can open your eyes slowly. Wiggle your toes, move your fingers, give yourself a neck roll. Come back to the space. I love you guys. Have a beautiful Sunday. I'll see you next week on Sunday Light. Peace and love.